everybody? Welcome back to a six-man blitz episode. I got my boy with me, Zach. How we feeling today?
Great. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great too, man. I'm ready to get into some great topics for the NFL this year. NBA season's over now. We're 44 days away from kickoff. So, let's start off with one of the biggest debates: Jalen Hurts. A lot of smut on his name. What are your thoughts on that? You think he is getting underrated, or he's one of those quarterbacks that is just like I was saying earlier before the show, Jimmy Garoppolo esque, because that's how motherfuckers be treating his ass.
Yeah. I think he's definitely underrated, but at the same time, like I see both ends of the stick.
Okay.
I see why, a lot of people shy away from giving him the credit of like the Lamar Jacksons, the Joe Burrows, Josh Allens, just because of what he's surrounded by, with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon. But at the same time, when you ask Jalen to, you know, go above and beyond, he's able to execute and put his team in situations where they end up winning games.
Exactly. I just think, yeah, it's crazy. We can't, use that as something against him. All the weapons, the talent he has, like he's asked to, do enough to win in the regular season, and he does that to a high level, winning. But in the playoffs, he's a totally different player. He's a superstar. And we don't give it like the stats don't show up to the level these other quarterbacks. But I mean, if you could go out there and just win games, not have to throw the ball 40 times, like you're always doing enough to win. And in the playoffs, that's when you're playing to a level of even outplaying Patrick Mahomes the two times he met him in the Super Bowl. So I mean,
Yeah.
like, what more can you want from bro? I mean, having him not even in your top 10, Cam Newton, that's
Yeah,
what
it's
he was
crazy.
saying, is crazy. And like I was saying, there's what Cam Newton is talking about, the type of quarterback he's talking about, the type of quarterback that could take the Carolina Panthers that year to the Super Bowl, win the MVP. There's only four of those in the
Yeah.
NFL right now. Lamar, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. Those are the only four quarterbacks
Mhm.
that could do that. Um, and it shouldn't be a knock that his GM is fantastic and has
Right.
consistently put the best players around him. And we should focus more on what he is doing in the biggest moments. We should focus on more what he's able to do consistently being an elite quarterback, I think, in my eyes. Cam Newton, him hating on Jalen Hurts. How different would the Eagles look this last season if you put Cam Newton on the Eagles?
I think they're still as successful, if not even more successful in the regular season, and I think they still win a Super Bowl. I mean, Cam Newton took you couldn't even name three of his receivers at the time when he went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Broncos. You couldn't even name three of his receivers. So I
I
think
mean, does
giving
Greg Olson count?
well, yeah, Greg Olson was good. But
He was the only thing on that offense.
yeah, exactly. Outside of Cam. So that being said, I think if you put Cam into this offense with those kind of weapons, that would be an explosive offense.
Mm. Yeah, I think it would be a little more dynamic and stuff with some of the things Cam Newton could do.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, there wouldn't be no tush push. There wouldn't
No.
need to be a tush. They would ban that shit if Cam Newton was doing
Yeah, exactly. I
it.
mean, he's jumping over the offense and defensive line anyway, so
That shit would have been banned. And him and AJ Brown, two physical specimens, behemoths on the offensive side of the ball. The offensive line, I mean, could you imagine having to deal with some of the guys up front and then Cam Newton, who's damn near the same size as them?
ridiculous.
So yeah, that would be an OPS team. And yeah, I mean, we'd probably look at Cam Newton's career differently too. Like they would
Hmm.
probably be giving him the same treatment they give Jalen Hurts. Like we don't know actually how good you are because you've never been in the fire. Um, so I mean, in terms of like quarterback rankings, where do you got Jalen Hurts? What is your top 10 quarterback rankings heading into the season?
So obviously, Mahomes is one for me. Lamar Jackson two, Josh Allen three, Joe Burrow
Okay.
four, Jalen Hurts five. And this
Okay.
is when it gets a little dicey for me
It does
because
get dicey there.
anything could be interchangeable. But I'm gonna go Matthew Stafford six,
Okay.
Jared Goff 7. Um, I'm gonna go Justin Herbert 8. No, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Sorry. CJ Stroud 8.
Okay.
Justin Herbert 9. And then I'm gonna say Baker Mayfield or Dak Prescott 10.
Okay. You forgetting the name. Rookie of the year this year. Or
Oh
Daniels
yeah.
Daniels ain't on
I
that
didn't mean
list?
to be, yeah, that was disrespectful. I didn't mean to be disrespectful to Jordan. Okay, wait. Let me do those last four over. So
It
I
is
had
interchangeable and dicey, bro,
it
for real.
is. It is. I had Jalen Hurts 5, so I'm gonna put Jaden Daniels 6,
Okay.
Matthew Stafford 7, Jared Goff 8, CJ Stroud 9, and Justin Herbert 10.
A lot of similarities in our list. For my top 10, Patrick Mahomes 1, obviously. Lamar Jackson 2, I think he's just different. People want to talk about the wins, the
Mhm.
Super Bowls, like him not having that yet in the playoffs, but he's not the playoff choker. He's not the,
Right.
playoff dropper people act like he is.
Yeah.
So I got him as 2. Should have 3 MVPs on his belt on his resume. The season he had last year was a historic quarterback season of all time. Um, then I have Joe Burrow at 3. A little bit of Joe Burrow glaze because I fuck with Joe Burrow. I think
No,
he's
yeah, yeah.
I think he's a better quarterback than Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen has a defense. Josh Allen has a little more of a well structured team around him.
Hmm.
Joe Burrow, that defense is terrible.
It's been terrible
It's
for a while too.
That's what I'm saying. He hasn't been to the playoffs since 2022, but he is one of the only quarterbacks in the AFC to knock down Mahomes. Um,
And his old line has been terrible pretty much his whole career as
that's what I'm
well.
saying. He's not really had too much to work with other than the great weapons, Jamar Chase,
Mhm.
T. Higgins. The season he had last year was phenomenal. If
Yeah.
he would have gotten into the playoffs, if that defense was a little better and maybe 1 or 2 more games, then he probably wins MVP too. Like there's a conversation for him in that season he had last year. Josh Allen, I think he's a great quarterback still, but I think I'd rather have Lamar and Burrow over him.
Okay.
Um, Jalen Hurts at 5, Jaden Daniels at 6. Phenomenal rookie season. I don't think he's gonna have a sophomore slump. I think he's gonna get even better. They need to pay Terry though. They need to figure that
Yeah,
shit
they
out. They're
do.
getting disrespectful over there in Washington.
Yeah.
Uh, um, so I think Jaden Daniels at 6, Matthew Stafford at 7. I think Matthew Stafford is a top quarterback in his era.
Hmm.
Could be top 10 with another Super Bowl victory. Like these last 2 seasons of his career with McVay, the Rams defense is
Hmm.
getting really better, and they're really young as well. So he has a shot. CJ Stroud at 8. You might lose me here. You're with me every one.
Mm.
At 9, who you think I'm gonna say?
Caleb Williams.
He's 11. He's an honorable mention.
Oh man.
But I'm gonna go a quarterback that's on a new team this offseason. I'm gonna go Geno Smith at 9. I
Mm.
fuck with Geno Smith. Geno Smith is underrated as hell. One of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. Has a great, beautiful deep ball. Did some great things in Seattle. He resurrected his career in Seattle. So I think him, Genty, Pete Carroll, they're gonna turn
Yeah,
things
it's gonna
around
be
quick
fire.
in
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
I was just gonna say he said a fire quote. What was
He
that
always got the
yesterday?
quotes.
Yeah, he does.
What do you say? I'm not here to
He
roll
said,
the dice.
I'm
I'm
here
here
to
to.
run the table.
I'm like, damn, bro's
Yeah.
cooking. And then 10, probably the quarterback I hate the most in the NFL, Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
I honestly, if I wanted to break it down, I'd probably take a couple more quarterbacks over Herbert. I know that's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Yeah. I could too though.
He's still a really good quarterback. Came out the gates hot. And last season, disappointing playoff performance again. Hopefully he bounces back. We'll see what happens with that. But that's my 10 quarterbacks right now. I think the only difference we had was probably Geno at 9.
Hmm.
Uh, I fuck with CJ Stroud too. I think that's a guy that could be above Matthew Stafford, competing with
Oh
Jaden
yeah.
Daniels as a top 6 quarterback in the NFL because he's year after year he's good.
Yeah. I know I believe I put Jared Goff ahead of him. I could even put CJ ahead of Jared. So
Yeah,
that,
I don't fuck with
like I
Jared
said,
Goff either.
6 through 10 is interchangeable.
As hell. Who are some quarterbacks that you think could have a good season that could potentially be in that list at the end of the season?
Um, Honestly, I would say, Dak could get in that list.
He's got two good weapons now.
Yeah, exactly. With the addition of
Pickens, yeah.
NFL young boy. I think they'll be pretty explosive. I think that even your guy, honestly, Caleb Williams gets get in there.
Oh yeah,
A good year. Hopefully, he'll be maybe he could be the first quarterback in Bears history to get over 4,000 passing yards.
that's his
Um,
goal this year.
yeah, and honestly, I think Brock Purdy could get in that list too. I think this will be a big year considering there's no timeline for when Ayuk will be back.
Yeah.
Debo's gone, so this will be huge to see, how well Brock Purdy will actually do without those weapons being there.
Yeah, this will be a real test for him because I feel like he's kind of been in that conversation. He's been in some top 10 lists too. I think
Hmm.
I had him one time, when he was taking the 49ers to the Super Bowl, going to the NFC Championship game. So I like where he's at. I'll throw two ones that might be no, three guys, fringe top 15 that could get in that conversation if they have a really good year.
Okay.
Um Caleb Williams, obviously, I'm not going to include him, but that's an obvious one for me. Drake May, I think
Mm.
he could have a phenomenal year this year. Josh McDaniels is a great coach for him too. Um, he had Mac Jones looking like a Mac Jones made the Pro Bowl that season. He had a phenomenal
Yeah,
year there
yeah,
with Josh McDaniels. So I think Drake May is a better quarterback than Mac and Cheese or whatever bro nickname was. Crazy nickname to be honest. That's
yeah.
so I think he'll have a 4,000-yard passing season. Michael Penix. I'm really high on Michael
Yeah, I
Penix.
like Michael Penix.
Big Penix energy. Pause.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
him
pause.
in Atlanta, Drake London, Kyle Pitts resurrection year. Who knows? We say that
Darnell
every year.
Mooney,
Darnell Mooney.
Bijan Robinson out of the backfield.
Dude, he was really showing me some things towards the end of the season. That game against the Commanders was a really good game. He had
Mhm.
some nice, clutch throws. The
Yeah,
little time he had with Drake London, they connected at a pretty high level. So I think that's going to be one of the better quarterback wide receiver duos in the NFL.
yeah,
Really
he's
excited
in it,
about
bro.
really excited about the year he's going to have this year.
Hmm.
Um, we'll get in more about the Falcons. Um, the other one I had, CJ Stroud obviously was the best quarterback for that draft class. But I think Bryce Young is going to get up there with him this season.
Yeah,
Last year, oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've been saying that I think the Panthers will take a step forward this year. I think they'll be a little bit better than what we're used to them being. And I
Yeah.
think Bryce Young will play a huge role in them taking that step ahead that they need to.
I think they were like 4-13 last year, but Bryce Young last season, the last couple weeks was it weeks 9 or 10 through 18. He
Mm,
led the NFL damn near in big time throws, had more big
yeah.
time throws than Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, the top quarterbacks, and he was playing at a high level. If what's his name? What's the quarterback with the country accent? I mean the receiver. What's the name?
Oh,
Leggett.
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 Leggett,
If
yeah.
he catches that ball against the Eagles, they win that game. They lost
Mhm.
to the Chiefs to a last second field goal. They went to overtime with the Bucks. They went 4-5 in their last 9 games. So with T Mac now as that lead wide receiver,
Yeah.
Bryce Young is going to cook this year. He's going to have a really
Mhm.
good year. So that's three quarterbacks that I think could get into that top 10 conversation, fringe top 15 at the very least. Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.